Yeah, top four numbers going into the City of Kalgoorlie Boulder Mayoral Cup, Scott. Race number 6 out of Kalgoorlie, 7, 10, 2 and 5. Number 7, Little Hercules, yes, on top selection. I thought it was a tricky race, and there's a host of winning chances in this, but a lot of people working around Little Hercules in terms of fawn analysis, and I just don't think he's done anything wrong. He's come up really good this preparation, and he goes under the radar. He loves the backup of 7 days, and he's won twice out of his last 3 starts. So I think the team, the Ricky Brown camp, have got him flying. Number 7 on top, Little Hercules from 10, Paris Report. She can turn it around if she puts it all together. Definitely has the ability, and I think on this track today with the light weight, and if she's sound enough, she can definitely be in the thick of things. Number 2, Mr. Genoa, the favourite, and deservedly so. I think that Magnaforce form line's very good. We've seen a few come out of that race. Weena Waltz also to go to town and win. So definitely on the mantelpiece there for Mr. Genoa, the form lines. And number 5, Wok and Woll, presented in good order. She's a handy mare on a day as well. So 7, 10, 2 and 5, Scott, in a tricky race this year's edition of the Mayoral Cup.
7, 10, 2 and 5. Little Hercules on top of the each-way quote for Crochet Warren, but the money horse is number 2, Mr. Genoa, well supported in the feature. Here is Royce Newton for the call.
Got as Thoroughbred Central join us, Watto's Fury completes the line. Stand by, 1,200 metres the distance. Today's feature race. We're set. Oh, Sophie's Songwriter there was just slingshotted through the front of the gates, but has landed back in the saddle. But the colours appearing, but the starter said go. There we go. We're off and racing. Indian Chance slow out. Likewise with Paris Report, and Little Hercules settling well back. Hitting the ground running was Watto's Fury, together with Sophie's Song, and also Speeding Comet getting into a nice position early. They were followed a further 2 then to Wok and Woll 4th, being followed by the mare Excaro, and then came Little Hercules after that slow start in company with Paris Report. Mr. Genoa down on the inside, and last of all it's Indian Chant as they head to the Charles Street side of the course, and it's Watto's Fury showing the way 3/4 of a length on Speeding Comet, the top weight. Down on the inside next of all it's Sophie's Song in company with Excaro, and Wok and Woll getting a perfect run as well. Then came Mr. Genoa, who's improving down on the fence. Then came Little Hercules, who's wide, and they were followed next of all by Paris Report, and last of all it's Indian Chant spotting the leader 6 lengths. On the point of the turn it's Watto's Fury who comes into the straight with a length advantage, but here's Speeding Comet on the scene quickly. Sophie's Song coming through on the inside. Here's Excaro down the outside together with Little Hercules. At Speeding Comet who hits the lead. Speeding Comet from Watto's Fury, Wok and Woll, Excaro. Speeding Comet in front inside the 100 and in no danger. Mitch Pateman goes on and gets his first winner as a trainer. Speeding Comet wins. The photo second, Wok and Woll or Mr. Genoa who flew home late. Then came Watto's Fury, followed in next of all by Excaro, Paris Report, Indian Chant well back with Little Hercules, and last across the line was Sophie's Song. Speeding Comet, number 1, defeats the 5 and the 2. So 1, 5 and 2 has been thrown into the semaphore board, but Speeding Comet, a very positive ride there by trainer and rider Mitchell Pateman, and he never looked in danger at the 100-metre mark. Nothing was making ground on this horse, carried the full 61 kilos today, and Mitch has done a great job with this horse. Bounces back from that second behind Little Hercules last start, beaten 2.5 lengths, and the horse has come on in leaps and bounds. Overcome barrier 9 today. Went straight to sit on speed, and at the top of the straight, far too good. Defeats the 5, Wok and Woll here. She was gallant, a better run by the mare today. Ahead of the 2, Mr. Genoa, who gets 3rd, scraped through on the inside to get a minor placing, and the 4, Watto's Fury, in the pacemaker will finish 4th. 1, 5, 2 and 4. The margin's a length and a half by ahead. The winning gallop 1:12.41, which is good going on this track today. But 1, 5, 2 and 4 as these runners start to make their way back to the enclosure for this year's City of Kalgoorlie Boulder Mayoral Cup, taken out by Speeding Comet. Speeding Comet is by Manhattan Rain from Brazen Hussey, owned by Darren Pateman, Miss A. McPherson, Miss M. Hunter, Miss K. McNaught, so it looks like a family affair. R. Logie, G. McNaught, J. Pateman, P. Bruce, Mrs. F. Brockman and E. Brockman. Speeding Comet ridden and trained by Mitch Pateman. Second across the line was number 5. That was Walk and Woll for Peter Fernie and Michelle Hagley. Owned by Andrew Ingles and Peter Fernie himself, sired by Harla Beck from Wocket in a Pocket. Third across the line is the 2, Mr. Genoa for Peter Fernie and Brad Rawilla, owned by Luke Fernie, Grant Burns, C. Gill, Russell Hanson, Neil Gill. This is C. Warwick, Brett Turner, Dr. Brent Hunt and D. Martin by Blackfriars from Jean. And fourth across the line is the 4, Watto's Fury. As Speeding Comet comes back into the yard and gives Mitchell Pateman his first winner as a trainer here. I'm pretty sure Scotty Embry will be very keen to catch up with Mitch after his first winner, and we might throw it down to you, Scott, in the yard from now.
Yes, Royce, we're definitely pretty keen to catch up with Mitch Pateman, as you mentioned there. First winner as a trainer, a dual licensed rider here, Mitch Pateman, a high weight rider, fresh off a Group 3 yesterday, winning aboard the Velvet King in the Iron Jack Belmont Sprint. One of his best mates, Dylan Hinchliffe, is there on strapping duties. They get a photo that I'm sure will go up on the wall, and Mitch Pateman salutes here aboard Speeding Comet. All smiles too, he's pretty happy with himself, and if we had a bit of audio on the winning post, I'm sure he would have blown the decibels, because he was having a lot of fun out there in the last 50 minutes, because Speeding Comets ended up winning this soft. This horse victorious here today at start number 4 for Mitchell Pateman's yard. He ran last, first up at Ascot. He then went down to Albany. He ran here last Sunday, and he backs up off 7 days. Mitch, I suppose you're on a bit of a high from yesterday, but this is something new altogether.
Oh, mate, this tops it. This is one of the best moments ever. Oh, yeah, that feels good.
How's it been? Dual licensed. You've now got a horse like Speeding Comet. You've had to buy him. You've had to get to know him. How's it been?
Yeah, no, it hasn't been easy. He sort of thought I was a mug after first up when he got beat 200 metres, and I was back to the drawing board and back down in grade, and he's just relished it. A lot of people I need to thank. Obviously the boys up here have done a great job with him for the week. They've had him for a week, and they've looked after him, and Jaden and Dylan and Nick, they've done a super job. Obviously Jade's done so much work on him at home, and he's one of her favourite horses, so can't thank her enough. And yeah, just everyone.
What about coming into today? You've had to give riding instructions to Joey Azzopardi, to Holly Watson, but today you decided to put yourself on. Was it just the weight?
No, it was the instructions were go back, be 3 deep with cover, and I'm outside the leader punching the breeze, so I've always been good at following them. But he travelled sweet, and I got to outside Craig, top of the straight, and I said, come on boy, let's go, and he took off, and oh mate, it's one of the best feelings ever.
What do you do with him now?
He's got to go home. Yeah, he's got to go home, and he's going to have a week off. I've been pretty hard on him, so he can have a week off, and we'll try him in town again. And if he doesn't measure up, we bought him. You know, they bought him to go to Broome, so that's where he'll go. And yeah, Broome Sprint.
Will you follow him up there? Will you ride Broome Sprint?
Yeah, book me in.
Congratulations, well done, Mitch.
Thanks, mate.
Mitch Pateman there trains his first winner with Speeding Comet. 1, 5, 2 and 4 the numbers here after the Mayoral Cup of 2021 at Kalgoorlie. Our Sky Thoroughbred Central audience off to a short break, but still one more to come here out of Kalgoorlie.
And there's correct weight.